Insights with Terri Coots, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Coots. Here's Terri.
Morning, everybody. I'm going to say good morning. This is Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful morning that I would like to share with you in this podcast. Can you hear those summer cicada bugs? I hope you can hear them. Isn't that beautiful? I am surrounded by the Rose of Sharon. I call them hibiscus because I like to pretend I'm in Hawaii. I'm on my porch, and these flowers are all over, blooming absolutely beautifully. Rich pink fuchsia with a dark red center. And the hummingbirds are everywhere. I have my amazing little parrotlets and one budgie, baby, out here with me in the sunshine shade. So they're talking to the hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are very upset about the parrots being on their porch. They're very territorial. So I'm having airplane wars here. So you may hear some parrot gerbling. You'll certainly hear those summer bugs. I don't like to think of them as bugs, but what a wonderful sound and smell and feel. The sun is out. It's just a magnificent morning. And I hope all of you get to have a magnificent morning every morning. If you can just take a few minutes in that busy day that we have and stop for 1 minute and enjoy the summer weather, the summer feeling, because it's a long winter that we have to get through. So just try to enjoy, if you can, this summer, stopping for the moment to breathe, to feel, to just pull in all the feelings that this summer has to offer us. Now, I am going to talk to you about the 28th through August the 4th, 2024. That's the week that we're going to be discovering together. The sun sign is still in Leo. It had changed a few days ago, and we moved from Cancer, which is a water sign and emotional and kind and compassionate and nurturing, to the fiery energy of Leo, the impulsiveness of the cat, that independence. So we're working with that. Mercury, the planet of the mind, how we think, how we communicate, that is in Virgo. Wonderful time to get things done. Even if you have to hire some of the things, you'd be helping somebody put money to live, but also it feels so good to get things done. I was so fortunate. A boyfriend of a friend offered his services with these big machines on my farm and cut down all those big weeds where the coyotes have been coming up to the house. They're those reeds, and I'd let them grow really big because I felt like I was in a jungle, which was not smart. And the coyotes came up to the house and decimated my turkeys, killed my tom turkey, killed 3 of the other hens. I only have one lame turkey left, and she's wounded because she got away, but it's still touch and go whether or not she's going to survive. I lost a number of ducklings. So he's cleared it all around the house and moved a lot of the junk that was left over from man treasures. You know, my husband was a collector of man treasures. Women call that junk, but men call it treasures. So grateful for all that help. It's a huge thing. I wouldn't know where to start. And Virgo in Mercury is the time that we appreciate it so much. The gratitude is there, just without words. I have no words that could compare to what I feel having this done and how good it feels to look at it and enjoy it. And you can do this around your home too, cleaning out the closets, the drawers, getting some of the stuff that you're not using and giving it to somebody that could use it and enjoy it and treasure it. So that Virgo will allow us to really get it done. I'm getting into corners I haven't got before. I'm really going to use this Virgo energy up in Mercury. And then Venus The planet of love, beauty, and attraction is in Leo, which gives us that ability to really get going, to, look at that project and let's do it. Oftentimes the energy isn't long-lived, so it might not be sustainable for a long time, but at least the start is there. And then Mars, the planet of our passion and our what we would sell our soul for, is in Gemini, and that's information. That is communication. So it's an amazing time to communicate, to maybe get something talked about that's necessary to talk about and get it fixed up or understood. I, as a person that does readings for other people and train people's dogs, I am the observer, sort of, kind of their life, because I'm listening to how they're translating it to me from their perspective. This is what they experience with their husband, their wife, their children, their friends. I'm also listening to the universe talking in my head about how it was supposed to have felt or be dealt with. And I have to try to figure, how can I get the two together? How do I bridge the understanding of the human to the understanding of our guides and angels and the universe, or that greater source that's outside of ourselves? And sometimes the gap is pretty significant. It's an interesting journey, but I think the bottom line is the universe is trying to close that gap for us, trying to help us understand that they're not trying to hurt us. They're trying as hard as they can to help us understand what the lessons are all about, so we're not forced into repeating them again or being harmed by them. They didn't want us to be harmed by it. They just want us to learn from it. And sometimes it hurts to heal. I have a really good friend that I treasure, and she's undergone some back surgery, and I can't even imagine the pain that she's physically enduring right now. Not even to speak of the emotional pain, the worry, will this get better? Is it going to get worse? Is it going to help me? So she has to endure all that pain, hopefully, to get to a place on the other side that is so much better. And that's not that much different than our spiritual journey, our emotional journey in this lifetime. The pain that we endure to get to understanding, to get to compassion, to get to nurturing, to get to care. So this is the time that we are supposed to try to understand ourselves and what drives us to do these certain behaviors. What's driving us to make these choices in our lives? What's driving us to not consider another person? I have a very dear person that I spend time with, and sometimes I'm stunned at, without judgment, this is just observation. We might be on Walker Road and there's a whole bunch of traffic, and she wouldn't let a person out because she felt he was being pushy. But I don't know. I find it hard to understand. I don't even know how to describe it to you. I think you understand, all of you. I don't know how hard it is to override that and just let them out. Just let them come out. So what if they were pushy? So what if they look like they're demanding it? How does that take away from your life? I can tell you it adds to your life and your attitude if you're kind. And I'm not kind all the time. Don't get me wrong here. But I know the feeling when once in a while I slip and I'm kind. But to try to be conscious of looking around and seeing what the people that we don't know, we're just at Costco together, or the mall, or wherever we are, the beach, the greenway. What could I do? Could I see somebody that needs my help? Could I push that cart for somebody? Could I smile at somebody? Could I make eye contact and let them know that I see you? If somebody's having trouble starting their car or something, some people just keep right on going. Not that I have any mechanical knowledge, but maybe they could use my phone or. So I think this next period of time, the universe is going to give us the opportunity to really see what we could do to help each other in kindness, in gratitude, in the ability to pass it on, pass it forward, make somebody else's life better so that really ours gets better when we do that. We feel good. You feel good. And then the beginning of the week, the vulnerabilities of our body, it will be watch for the shoulder, the arms, the hands, your bronchial tubes, your lungs. If you are weak or vulnerable in those areas, it could slam you. So do whatever you need to do to take care of those vulnerable body parts that are going to be under stress this week. I can already feel myself coughing. I'm a cougher. And I'm trying not to eat before I go to bed. I'm trying to have the bed raised, trying to watch what I eat that doesn't encourage the coughing. I don't smoke. There's no reason for this coughing that it should be this way, but it is. So let's take care of those body parts and not put more pressure on them than they need. Then towards the middle of the week, if you have a tender tummy, you might have a really tender tummy. So look at how can I help my tummy. The stomach will struggle. The mucosa, the lining of the stomach may not be happy and help you digest and may act up. So try not to put anything in there that your stomach is going to revolt. And then towards the end of the week, the vulnerability will be the heart, the aorta, blood pressure, blood circulation. So if you're vulnerable in any of those areas, you may need to look at that and say, how can I not get my blood pressure up? Or let's just say that you have a blood pressure problem or a blood circulation problem. Blood circulation, your feet are feeling cold, so you may be due for a gentle mode of exercise, chair yoga, or just stretch for a little bit, or go up and down 1 or 2 stairs to get your heart gently pumping to get the circulation going. The blood pressure, I have really been stunned by my Fitbit. I can go out there and exercise myself blind and not get my heart rate over 115, 116 because I'm moving all day with a farm, training dogs, working with animals, moving grain. So it's part of my life. You don't get to sit much on a farm. And so with the benefit of that is a low resting heart rate, and it's very difficult to get it up to peak. It's almost impossible for me. Yet I was standing in the barn the other day, and 2 people were really having an argument while I was standing there waiting for the argument to dissipate, and I wasn't moving a muscle. My dog was laying beside me on the ground, and I wasn't moving a muscle. I was just standing there, and I was trying to breathe gently and fill my lung, calming myself down, because you can feel the anger, right? Later on in the day, wasn't thinking about it, happened to look at my data on the Fitbit, and I thought, holy cow, I hit peak. It was like 1:30. I didn't remember doing anything that required that, so I looked at the time. It was exactly the time that the people were having the argument. I was standing still, yet my heart rate hit peak. That's 130 plus. And I wasn't moving a muscle. So that tells me I was stressed. I didn't know it. I wasn't comfortable. I knew that. But I had no idea. So our body performs things without our permission that we have no idea. So this is the week that we are supposed to be cognizant of that. Maybe if you have a smartwatch or a Fitbit or some cheap knockoff that works pretty decently, it will give you an idea of your sleep patterns, your stress times during the day. What stresses you? I would have said in the morning, no. I mean, I don't like it when people argue, but no, it doesn't really affect me that much if it's theirs. Whoa, who was wrong there? So we need to look at it. That Virgo energy in Mercury will give us an idea of how to take that data, analyze it, and make it work for ourselves and for the people around us. So we're having that opportunity to do that. The number that they gave us for this week is number 7. And number 7 prefers mental work. So who knows? Maybe the brain fog will dissipate with this. It also helps us realize our potential when you pair it with that Virgo and the Leo and the Gemini. We will be nudged by the universe to need friendship, maybe marriage, partnerships, but friendship. Now that can be complicated. Virgo's going to let us see the complications of our relationship. And they'll let us want to be a little independent and work towards that. This will create, if we work with this energy, it'll create unexpected changes in our lives. Now, a lot of us don't like changes. I'm right there at the head of the line. I don't like changes unless I did it. Now, that amazing man that came and fixed all the things that were wrong on my farm, that's changes. Now, that was scary for me when I saw him taking all that stuff down, and that it was scary. It shouldn't be, but it was, because I'm used to it being a certain way. But it was so much better. It opened everything up. And I still have my little private places on my farm, but the rest is opened up. So it's going to help everything. So we need to look at how can we embrace this change. That's where Leo is going to help us out. That's where Gemini is going to help us out. These unexpected changes that are going to happen in our lives. We're not supposed to force it. We're supposed to allow it. So in order to succeed, we're going to need that Gemini energy to communicate with others, to experience life like I did this morning. I took that moment and looked at those beautiful flowers and stood there and listened to those cicada bugs and the birds and the hummingbirds growling at each other and my parrots talking to the hummingbird and to each other. And that, in embracing some of that, is supposed to develop for ourselves a level of self-confidence. And friendships and relationships are going to play a major role in the next little bit. We will be allowed and encouraged by the universe to implement some material goals. It is not going to be easy. It's going to be difficult. And maybe money can come in unexpected ways to help us realize those goals and not be frivolous about it. If you're a student of life, they want you to be diligent right now and to really work towards having a rich spiritual life. This is a long journey. Our lives, if we're lucky and we get old, and sometimes getting out of bed or out of the chair, out of the car does not feel lucky because the body ages and pain starts, but it's rich and we're allowed that. They are also encouraging us to get into the countryside. There's no mountains around here, so you can't exactly go mountain climbing. You can't go by the sea, but we do have water, even though it's riddled with E. coli right now and algae bloom. But don't go in, just enjoy the sound, the smell. The weakness of number 7, where the planets are right now, is excessive pessimism and being curt, because we feel stressed. Virgo can stress us, telling us what we should do, telling us what we should get done, not always in the negative energy, not always looking at what we did do, looking at what we didn't do. And pride, with that Leo energy, we can be too proud to work well in a relationship, too proud to expose our vulnerabilities and communicate, maybe even making us inaccessible. Watch for loneliness and a lack of realism. My uncle, I've mentioned him many times, Uncle Wilbert, is 103, still living in his own home. He has really declined in the last few months. It's huge and it's noticeable. And we are all, as a family, pulling together, trying to help him live in his home to keep him warm, to keep him safe, to keep him fed, to keep him happy. But he's so lonely. And even with all of us going there every day, taking turns, making a meal, sitting with him, it's not enough. And looking at a nursing home, it's too late. He couldn't be on the wait list at 103, really, 3-year wait list. And then the places that are left available, I wouldn't put my parrot in them. It's disgusting. So we have to step up, all of us, and help each other experience life safely, secure. What can we do for each other? That's really the big theme right now. And number 7 is letting us experience that. But he is confused right now. I've never seen him like this, so this is a brand new experience for me, because he's always been sharp and Uncle Wolbert, and you could go to him for answers and wisdom, and my best friend. And I could tell him who I am, because he knew. He's known me forever. And he knows other people. I mean, you don't get to 103 lucidly and not know things. But now I notice his lack of realism. And he's hallucinating at times. And we're all powering towards that, aren't we? So we need to enjoy what we have at this moment, to share that joy with each other, to just inhale it all so that we can exhale it and share that with other people around us. That's what we're being offered really succinctly this week, but for the next few weeks. And I'm hoping all of us, myself included, can make the absolute most of it. Now, on Saturday, August the 3rd, the moon is in Leo, and it's a new moon. Now, new is brand new, right? We're being offered opportunities to have new ways of looking at things, new behaviors. We may not have the energy that we would have with a full moon, but we will have energy. So, and that energy will and should be placed in new ways to cultivate relationships, to become a new person, to identify differently. So we have so much opportunity. It's so amazing. And don't you just love summer? I just love it. I can't get enough of summer. I should have been born somewhere where orchids live. So I'm absorbing all of this so I can get through the winter. Winter has its moments too, but. So I am wishing all of you an amazing, amazing summer experience. I want you to experience next week as well as you possibly can. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I thank Charlie O'Brien for putting up these podcasts and doing all the work that he does. He has it on Spotify, on Apple iTunes, Amazon Music Podcasts. He's got us on SoundCloud, YouTube, and then he sends me the link and I put that on Facebook. He has created, thankfully, the website www.terriworld.com, where he has put and archived some of the podcasts, 4 or 5 of them, that he puts up and leaves there in case we missed any or we want to go and refer to them. And if you need anything for your dog, any training, I'd be happy to help you get your dog in order, your cat in order, your parrots in order. Not your kids. I don't thrive in that environment. Give me a shout. You can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com, or you can text or call 519-726-6699 to book a reading for yourself, private or on the phone, in person, whatever works for you. I'll make sure I can accommodate you. And again, thanks to Charlie for doing all the work that he's done for us. Thank you, Charlie. All of you have a wonderful week. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Visit Terri's website at terriworld.com. TERRI world.com.